All right. Hopefully, this is the fifth and final video of my Yaira deep dive. I'm not going to make any promises, but I'm hoping this is it. So let's get to where we left off. At first, I wasn't going to read through all of this, but it's good to read through. I like the book. I like everything that's going on. So this is the backstory to Yaira's first I guess appearing on Earth, where she first crash landed down on Earth. And so it starts off. She says, "Tonight is as beautiful a night to tonight is a beautiful night to die." Excuse me, trying to see over the glare. "This beautiful planet is so distracting," and it's funny the difference between how Yaira sees the planet versus how Yanessa, Yantoni, and Magus Nummite sees the planet. And I'm assuming Neptune sees the planet the same way, and you'll see his cameo at the end of the book. Anyway, I had heard of this planet in legend. I didn't even know if Earth existed until I landed on it in a place called Iceland. How apropos that she lands in Iceland, right? So I would imagine the way the Rippaverse lore is probably going, the reason all of these Icelandic tales came to be is people like Yaira, and probably in Greece and ancient Rome, which I'm assuming this is the time Neptune arrived. That's where they get a lot of those stories from. So you see her crash land. She's coming down, and it says, "Until I landed," read that about Iceland, "I was there to find him, but I let the amazement get the better of me." So she was here, like her purpose was to find Neptune, but she got here. The planet amazed her, and she was awestruck. She's like, "Yo, this is actually a beautiful place, contrary to what I've heard." And I think what she heard about Earth, and probably what most people from her realm heard about Earth, was based on their disdain for it, because humans are such lesser beings. She says, "I had never felt safe in my whole life. I had never been free." Man, it's something about freedom, something that it does to you. It's like a kid, right? Kids, obviously, parents, you're raising your kids, you're doing things for their best interests. But kids just get this sense like, yo, I just want to be able to be free and do my own thing. They don't understand, look, I'm not trying to keep you caged, but I'm trying to protect you from certain things. Now, in her case, listening to Yanessa and Yantoni, they're kind of jerks, right? Like the royals in her realm, they seem kind of like not people you really want to be around, right? So she lands, this, Nordic man shows up. It was there that I met him, my Gorm, he who worships God. I didn't know anything about his God or his customs, but I desperately wanted to. My life had only been battle up until that point. He offered me a completely new experience. In his arms, I felt something that I had never felt before. Love. I had been starving for it. Yo, she came to Earth, found love. I respect it, homie. I let myself drown in it. So this is something that she wasn't prepared for, because, she never experienced love. She was kept from this. So when she found it, if you've never experienced love and you've been kept from love and then you find it, well, this would be something like you've never seen before. Now, she's in Iceland. You already know her powers. So, of course, this is perfect environment for her. She was feeling great. She says, "My Viking, he appreciated me he appreciated my strength. I put my mission on hold. So she was, in fact, sent to this planet on a mission, and she fell in love with Earth, specifically Gorm. He could see that I was a provider. I forgot the place that I had just escaped. So it's kind of, I'm kind of up in the air on this. Like, was she sent just to find Neptune by the royals, or did she escape? And in her escape, she was looking for Neptune, which that kind of seems like what it is. It could go either way. I don't know. I'll leave that up in the air till we get more detail. Gorm and his people accepted me. They thought that I was a gift from the gods. I foolishly allowed them to. I learned how to pray from them, and I tried to speak to who I assume they call God on this planet, him. He never answered me. I gave up on searching. I had found something I never expected. And now you see this is, obviously they're sharing some wedding vows of some sort. Gorm says, I give you this ancestral sword to be passed on to the future generations of sons you will bless our family with as my wife. I was so stupid back then. You always are the first time you fall in love. You feel invincible. Thank you, husband. I will treasure it as I train our children to be the strongest. They will be many, and they will have to fight for this honor. When I left where I come from, I never thought I would find a place that I can call home. Gorm, because of you, I have a family and a future. How wrong was I? Gorm, this is for you to protect your family. I came with nothing, but you will have everything. And you see the sword that she gave him, it's glowing. And he says, Yaira, I will give you everything your heart desires until my last dying breath. And then it says, so the goddess who flew from the Bifrost, there we go, got married to he who worships God on the gateway to hell, Iceland's most notorious active volcano, because our union was a miracle beyond the gods. Stupid and wrong. I was about to be punished for betraying my mission. I held my son, Injord, on the 13th day of our first winter. I didn't know what to expect. His eyes did not glow like mine, but he was my son. I made good on my promise. After Injord came Baldur, then Ragnar, Sigrid, my twin girls, Astrid and Freya, and sweet Tyr, my youngest. They had a lot of kids. None of them had my powers, but they were my children. My family was strong, but they age. Where I come from, human life, but they age faster than the people did where I come from. Human life was to learn. Human life I was to learn was precious and short. I didn't know what was going on with time. No matter what I did, it wouldn't slow down. Yeah, that would be a hard lesson to learn. I went back to the same deaf ears from before and begged my God to spare my family. Our people do not die. Our warriors live on forever in Valhalla. This is Gorm talking to her. When I am no longer in this world with you, I will wait for you with our family in Valhalla. I promise you. We shared 39 far too short years together. No one died early from harm or battle, but they all died. I buried every child and grandchild. I left before the great-grandchildren started. I could not stand the pain of such loss. I watched from a distance, but I never was a part of their lives again until now. And so you see that she kind of realized, or she knows, that Stephanya is her granddaughter, or great remove how many generations granddaughter. You can come out. Am I that predictable? We are becoming an old married couple, Brian. I'd like to file for divorce. This is hilarious. Their humor and their tension, I kind of like it. It's like hilarious, like in a very sarcastic way. I was hoping you saw you were outnumbered and decided to turn yourself in. Spare some casualties for a chance. I don't want Stephanya to die. This mess I'm in is of my own making, and I'm going to clean it up. If they defeat me, they will come for her. They will come for her next, and I can't allow it. Who is she to you? Does she even know? Swear to me and you'll never see me again. You have my word. Good. I'll have my friend get in touch on how to retrieve her. You have a friend? So he's like, you got a friend? What the heck is this? Yaira with friends? What's going on? Because he doesn't understand that her motives are not as evil as Brian thinks, even though she's very rude and I guess shrewd in the way she approaches dealing with situations. She doesn't necessarily mean malice, but if you get in her way, she definitely means you malice, and a lot of it. She is a child of the children of my children. She does not know me or what she is. I do have a friend, and if you harm her, my ghost will come back and haunt you. And she's kind of smiling at him while she says that. And he's like, wait, you have children? She needs to pay for her crimes. But if we attempt to apprehend her, the fight will be perpetual. I'm not foolish. She will return, but this is the best case scenario. So look, he understands. I'll give this to Brian, and you kind of figure this out a little more in Alpha Core. He understands when he doesn't have tactical advantage, like when it's not in his best interest to move forward, and he doesn't. And I like that about his character. At first, I thought he was just like a simpleton, but you read Alpha Core and you realize, nah, there's a lot more to Brian Solari than I thought. I promised I would not let harm come to them. I have to keep my promise. I am done hiding. Do you miscreants hear me? If you want me, come and get me. So Yaira sends out a blast and she's like, all right, I'm ready to battle. And this time, Yanessa and Yantoni, they come back and they are prepared for war, armored up and everything. Ignorant Sal, you and your perversion will be your own downfall. Why would Yaira have thrown away your own blasphemous mission for such a cause? Or why would you, Yaira, have thrown away your own blasphemous mission for such a cause? Don't bother trying to explain yourself. You're going to need every ounce of strength you have to endure the onslaught of swift justice we will bring upon you. They are ready to bring the pain. Will they be able to do so? And Magus Nummite says, you disrespected the black sorcerer. Not wise when you are already outmatched, Yaira. And Yaira doesn't look like she's here to play around. I don't think Magus Nummite understands what's going on. So then it jumps back to a flashback of her with her kids. And it says, Callus, the supreme sky god's rule was noted by unspeakable tyranny. His very own son, Saturn, overthrew him to usurp the role of supreme deity. However, Saturn was warned. This is Yaira speaking, by the way. However, Saturn was warned that he too would suffer the same fate of being overthrown by his own children. And they say, ew, they see this, what do you call them? Seals there, all chopped up. And so Yaira says, every child that Saturn made with his wife, the Earth Mother, Opus, he ate Neptune as soon as he was born. He gobbled up all of his brothers and sisters too. Why, mother, would he do such a thing? Because people do crazy things to keep their power from others. Very true. Mother, what is it? That is the gateway to hell. And this is exactly where she brought Yanessa, Yantoni, and Magus Nummite. And why do you think she brought them here? We're about to find out. It's about to get real. You've chosen an appropriate place to die. Yaira, you wish for death to escape the humiliation when you return home, and you will be tried for your crimes. You will be punished to the highest extent of our laws. Your name will be synonymous with the worst kinds of evil anyone can commit. So they don't just, especially Yanessa. Yanessa really does not like Yaira. She just doesn't want her to die. She wants her to be embarrassed. She will not be satisfied until Yaira is humbled. As long as Yaira can talk and mock Yanessa, Yanessa is not happy at all. Your name will be used to label all recalcitrants. It will strike fear and disgust in the minds of our people. You will beg for death, a release from the misery and pain, but you will never receive it. You will live a long life in the most excruciating agony and torment. You honor me by allowing me to be your executioner. Yaira is not acquiescent, and you know that is just pissing Yanessa off more. You could see it in her face, and even Yantoni, he's getting a little hot under the collar. Back home, they will hear of what I've accomplished here, and your power will continue to fade away. They will praise my name just like they do his. How dare you? We will never fade away. You insolent sow, are you even aware this is your final stand? You have picked the worst environment for this. We are even more powerful in the cold. You are a fool because they don't know that she understands the landscape. They don't understand the landscape. And they are actually the fools because they are overconfident. In every comic book battle, you always see people who are overconfident, they are overcome. People like you always fall. It was proven with him. It's been proven with me. How many more of your kind will choose freedom rather than kneel. Ooh, man, and you know that's getting on them. They don't like that. Royals don't like to hear stuff like that from their subjects. And now Magus Nummite pipes in. He's been like, throwing these stones at her, they're diamonds, I believe. How long have you been hiding in this place, Yaira? Have you forgotten the sights of home? As I said before, when I executed your abomination of a descendant so old, frail, I wonder why she even bothered fighting back. She was mine. We are all fighters. Run away as fast as you can. You will never outrun your fate. So they think she's running. They still don't get it. She knows the landscape and they don't. And if they were thinking, right, like now you see the difference in the two scenes. You see the difference in the way Brian Solari approached the situation dealing with Yaira and the way these three are dealing with it. Brian understood, I don't have the tactical advantage right now. Like there's things I don't understand and I don't know. So if I strike, I'm striking blind. So I will just take the deal I have right now and run with that. Yeah, they're not willing to do that. They're trying to go for broke. We move now. I don't know what she's planning, but she's up to something. So if somebody's finally getting a clue, Yanessa, Nummite, would you please show us something that makes you worthy of the title Magus? So I guess Magus is like some kind of supreme dark sorcerer. That must be some kind of title for that. She means that respectfully. So Yantoni kind of cleaning up her statement because Yanessa has no tact dealing with people. Obviously, she's been a royal for so long, she thinks that she can just talk to people however she wants. I know how she means that, Yantoni. I've watched eons of your kind. I've watched Yanessa since she was a dream in her mother's mind. So strong was the darkness in that one. So he realizes, yeah, she's got some darkness. What did you just say to me? Arguing while they're trying to find Yaira. It's hilarious. I suppose I knew that I would always come back to you. So back to that volcano. I look forward to when we celebrate 10 years together, my wife. So this is a flashback in this small panel of Gorm talking to Yaira. And she says, I look forward to 10,000 years, my husband. So she had no clue the lifespan of a human. She didn't know, yeah, homie not going to be around for 10,000 years. That's pain. Can you imagine a pain of living with your husband, your kids, your grandkids and great grandkids dying and you're watching and you're not aging? Now you kind of get to see why Yaira is so like bitter. She's like really mad. And maybe this is what she's doing at Projexis. She's either trying to figure out how to bring her family back, how to extend human life. Who knows? Let's see. I got a lot of thoughts in my mind about what Yaira is up to and what she has been up to over the years. How unfortunate that these reminders of home chase you across the universe. So strong, hard, and pure, all things you will never be. Does their perfection remind you of your iniquities? Perhaps that's why you run. So he has these giant, looks like diamond monsters chasing her, of course, using his sorcery. And Yaira comes back. Boy, her clapbacks, man. Her clapbacks in this book are epic. You dumb bleep. They are called diamonds on this planet. People give them as tokens of love and commitment. They don't frighten me. They remind me of how weak and stupid you are. So she's thinking, you don't understand the concept of love and connection. All you understand is a hunt. So she gets hit, knocked out by one of these diamond beasts. Boom! Knocks her right in the face. Then it flashes back to her husband again. 10,000 years wouldn't be enough, my love. I don't want her killed. You useless insect. I want her alive. This dude is there, at their behest, and she's calling me useless insect. She's just used to everybody. Yanessa's a jerk. She is such a jerk, man. I think I dislike Yanessa more than I dislike Lillian Renashi. I can't say Lillian Renashi she's definitely a villain. She's villainous. But man, Yanessa just makes me not like her at all. I have accompanied your quest, but Yaira has broken her oath and must pay in blood. Magus Nummite is after blood. Yanessa, your temper, don't turn it on us. It is clear you have forgotten who you work for, Nummite. Back home, you too will pay for your insubordination. What took you so long? And then finally, he says, "It's a trap." That reminded me of Star Wars. It's a trap. Then grab her quickly, you fool. But they realized too late. She brought them to the volcano. This panel right here is epic. So epic. So it says, then the credit of bringing the terrorists known as Yaira to justice shall be mine. Why are you smiling? So Yaira's smiling. She says, I thought this would be an appropriate place for the three of you, where on the mid-Atlantic ridge and a divergent tectonic plate boundary over a hot spot. You see, she has that tactical advantage. She knows things about the planet they don't know, and it's going to bite them. I don't care about this stupid planet. Why are you freezing yourself to me? I'm not. I'm absorbing nitrogen, turning it into its liquid form and pumping it through my body. I have an internal temperature of negative 320 degrees Fahrenheit, and I'm hoping that's enough because they have no idea what's coming. Enough for what? Enough with this charade. Extremism strives amid cowardice. It is time to end this. The 3,200 degrees Fahrenheit of Hecla's lava. So they have no idea. She punches him through this lava into this volcano. And then she says, now, where's that? Yeah. She is looking for Yanessa now. Yaira goes absolutely hard. Yaira's going hard. She is not playing. Tell me, Yanessa, do you still think that I am below you? So you see her floating away in the lava. This is crazy. I got to go back to this panel right here. This panel right here is absolutely epic. Her standing over Yantoni while he's in this lava. And this is the reason why she was freezing her internal core temperature so she could withstand this. This is crazy. So Yanessa's floating away and she says, please, Auntie, I die and her or others will come for you. So she's still like, she's dying and she's like, it's okay. Others will come for you. And Yaira says, let them come. and curb stomps her. Man. Yo, Yaira ain't no joke. I lay them right down next to you, and you won't be hailed as a hero back home. Your story ends here, and uh, and you end here. And without a body, who would dare question the competence of the great Yanessa by coming after me without your return? And then she gets zapped by Magus Nummite. And he says, nice try, Yaira. I'm coming, my love, my Gorm. How long since I visited you last? Did you forget my invulnerability to magic's foolish little Yaira? So he's like, yeah, you got them, but you ain't gonna get me. And so it flashes back again. He zaps Yaira. It flashes back again to her and her husband. And she says, I was foolish. I was very foolish once. Never again. So she grabs this sword, and oh man, Magus Nummite is in for it. No, I remembered, and she has the sword. Did you forget the promise I made you? This blade was a gift from me to my beloved to protect our family, and I will use it to kill every last one of yours, because I know, Nummite, that they will be coming for me. For Carmen, and she's so I skipped the panel. So she's holding him. The thing I like about this is that Yaira is so unrelenting in her delivery of these deaths to these three that it is crazy. The way she curb stomped Yanessa is wild. And now as she sticks this blade into Magus Nummite, she says, die screaming. Wow. And then she cut off his head for Carmine. Man, Yaira's no joke, man. The volcano. No, I have to stop it. She says, I can stop the lava flow, but I'm in no shape to be this close to the summit. I need to quickly decrease the heat by at least 35% before Hekla erupts again. From here, it does look like the gateway to hell, but I hope my actions here will take me to Valhalla, to at long last be with my family again, to go where before I could not follow. I have done it. Was that enough? So she's kind of had a death wish this whole time, wanting to go back to her family to be with them again, which is wild. The heat tears through my body, and the pain is excruciating. I can't stay airborne, so she drops into the ocean. This icy water cools my boiling flesh, and I see them for the last time. They are as beautiful as the first time. And you see Neptune in the water. I saw this and I got so hype. Gorm told me the aurora borealis was the breath of the brave who died honorably in battle. I know I'm coming home. How long I have waited. Wait, who? So she sees in the distance, like, wait, what's going on? So now you go to another panel. You see Stephanya. She's on her knees praying. And I really love this part of the book, man. Like, I really did. She said, I really effed up this time, God. My friends are dead. I shot a man. I'm scared. Uh, Probably the best place for her. Lots of out of control excerpts in there. Evening, Solari. All the files are in order for her to transfer to the J. Sully ward. Have you ever been inside the J. Sully ward? No, ma'am. Then you don't really know how it is for excerpts in there. Please, God, I know you don't. I know you don't have to, but please, if you give me another chance, I promise I'll do better. So Brian walks in, he hears her praying, and he's kind of shocked. He wasn't expecting that. Like, she's repentant. She doesn't want to be this person that she is. I don't want to die here. I need to make this better. My abuela would be so ashamed of me. I'm so sorry. This is who I became. Please forgive me. Martinez, it's time to go. Jesus, Solari, I'm talking to God. Give me a minute, would you? Would you like to make up for what you did? What are you talking about? Prison isn't your only option. How about that second chance? And you see Yaira gasp. She's down in the ocean. She sees a statue to Neptune, and I'm assuming she is in what was at one point Atlantis. And she says, "Is this Valhalla? What an armor so exquisite, a gift from the gods. Could this really be? My body's agony. I live. How? Who brought me to this place? Who treated my wounds? Who saved me? It's him. Could it be?" And then she says, "Neptune? He's here. I found him. Even if only for a moment, I will find him again. Why did he save me? How does he know me?" I'm assuming she's probably related of some sort, probably his kid. And now you fast forward back to Flores Park and you see Altona. The snow stopped falling. Does that mean you're coming back, aren't you, Sally? They won't be back. And now you see Lincoln, Eusebio, I think that's how you pronounce his name. He is looking at something. He's looking at one of those bugs, and he says, "This alien insect species seems to have been eradicated by us. Someone at Projexis has a secret. Wonder who? How curious." So now he's on the hunt. He wants to know what's going on. Now you see, this was actually dope for me. Now you see Stephanya in an Alpha Core uniform. And she's obviously doing some kind of training. She's trying to, hone her powers. Excellent strike, cadet. What the heck is that supposed to mean, old man? Your control over your powers seems optimal when you're able to maintain control of your emotions. It is a compliment, child. Let it also serve as a warning. I won't lose next time I face Yaira. I'm going to win. When you lose control, you lose. I recognize the rage in you, Cadet Martinez. What happened to your grandmother, what happened to my abuela, I will never forgive Yaira for. She took my only family away. If I ever see Yaira again, and then you see Yaira, off in the distance, I'm going to kill her. On my life, I will be the one to kill Yaira. I'd have to neutralize you. Unless you want to go back to prison, you better control your emotions. So he's like, nah, we not doing that. And then it says, Yaira will return in Yaira number 2. Now, I would like to say, personally, to everybody that I've heard say this wasn't a good book, it didn't have depth, it was all over the place, I did not think that. This is my honest opinion. I have read through this book. I have enjoyed this book. I think this book gave me everything I needed to know. This is a long book. There was a lot to this book. I truly believe in these 5 videos, I truly believe this book could have been 5 separate comic books. I got 5 comic books worth of book in this one. Now, obviously, it's a bigger book. It's not a floppy like like other comic books. So yeah, of course you're gonna get more. But there was so much in here, and for me, the story was very captivating. This book right here made Yaira my favorite Rippaverse character immediately. I read this book. I was on the edge of my seat. I felt like I was on a roller coaster ride all the way till the very end. The way that she offed Magus Nummite, which I have a feeling that either he's not dead or there's going to be more coming behind him. I'm not even sure Yanessa and Yantoni are dead, but I will say this. Man, she dealt with them in a marvelous fashion. This was an absolute fire book.